Good evening, dear viewers, and welcome to the News Bulletin at 8, brought to you by number one news provider, Eswatini TV. I am Nondumiso Vilagati alongside Izamanzi Manze, and here are your top stories. Government has emphasized that Sibaya will be a fair and level ground for all. The House of Assembly has adopted 2 bills from the Ministry of ICT. The Minister of Education, Lady Howard, has released the Grade 7 and Form 3 external examination results. Dear viewers, will take a look at the reports on Prime Minister and Editors meeting.
The Constitution of the Kingdom of Eswatini states that Sibaya is Eswatini's annual general meeting where Emaswati engage in nation building. There have been questions on what will happen during this annual meeting. Times of Eswatini managing editor Martin Dlamini asked Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini what guarantee the public had that at the Sibaya it will freely and fairly make submissions.
The platform esisibaya bakhala ukuthi ngede badaloka ngalokukhululeka leyo bakudayela i-assurance ngosi lapho kuleso CV esikhala ngalohlobo ithini ikakhulu ngoba nayitolo bakhala ukuthi kuningi lokhunyiwe lesibayeni labakhala kutsakendeni.
The Premier said Sibaya will be a level playing ground.
Lokuthi ke Sibaya siku constitution but kuhle kungendeke angathi noma siva kahle in any meeting kuba khona nje into le kusukuma indlozi ikhuluma awu mina ngibona ukuthi vele asala kwenta nje akusiyo ukusise resolution. So utawuthi lo muntu athi mina ngakhuluma ngathi kwesho akuyendeki lena ngakusho funa sibuke ukuthi sisho lokwa resolve wayini noma sisho lokwaphakanyiswa ngoba phela usingaphakanyiswa bese kuyobukwa ngemabali ngoba kusuke ukuthi inqumo nje okwasilelela la nje singaphakamisa into lehlukene maybe singagcina si resolve kwenta 2. So akusiko lokho kusho ukuthi leyo institution ine deficiency in doing that job. It just means it's not everything that is raised Esibayeni that is done. But kuningi kakhulu into leta sukuma Esibayeni leta implementwa.
Sibaya is expected to be held soon as a committee led by the Premier is already making preparations. Sibaya will give Emaswati a chance to contribute to nation building. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosi Mavimbela, Ezulwini.
Government has emphasized that Sibaya will be a fair and level ground for all. This has come through Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini, who says government will invite external bodies to witness all proceedings. This week, government announced that a committee has already been established to make preparations for Sibaya, and it is chaired by the Premier. The Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini says the University of Eswatini is ready to offer a medicine program as of next academic year. The Premier says this program will be accredited by the University of Pretoria. The Premier has said this during his meeting with editors at Sibaya Hotel on Thursday.
Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini had a meeting with local editors for the first time since he took office. The purpose was to answer questions on various issues that touch on government and the nation. Independent News editor Mfanasibili Slongonyane asked why there were no graduate doctors at the Eswatini Christian Medical University, as was promised when the tertiary institution started operating in the kingdom.
Indzaba se-Christian University ukuthi nayifika vele ngesikhathi ifike vele salive belithenjisiwe ukuthi masinyane nje ukuthi lalisita live ngendzaba ukuthi kube nabodokotela lasebatrainwa lapha kule university. So uhulumende bekathenjiswe ukuthi kusukela nga-2019 bayaqala bodokotela bayakhona kutrain But ulama prospectus laphumile for 2021, 2022 solo kude kuthi kumende solo kude kuthi i-Christian University iyabatraina bodokotela.
The Prime Minister said there were accreditation issues that had to be addressed and added that the University of Eswatini would, however, offer such a program.
Initially kwaqala kwaba ne problem yabo accreditation siyaphela ukuthi nawakha i-university awumanage ukuthi so yakhile you have premises uqashe bothishela bese uthi namhla se-university kufuna sibuke ukuthi letfundo letfundisako kukhona indaba kusekelako nawungavula nje isikole of engineering la noma ngaba nayo yonke le equipment kufuna sibuke sile curriculum yakho ukhona into underwriter ukuthi cha sidawubasoba for a while sibuke ukuthi lele kakufundisako vele standard sako siyalingana yini ukuthi selabantu abaphuma lapha sekungaba bodokotela. Just this week on Monday besine University of Eswatini University yaseswatini isavele itawuvula i-medical university almost as soon as next year bo first year bangabayi bacala yona ke in collaboration ne-University of Pretoria.
Currently, prospective doctors are trained outside the kingdom. Some are sponsored by government at a very high cost, but they eventually return to serve the country. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosi Mavimbela, Ezulwini.
Government says police have arrested a number of people who are suspected to have gutted others' properties with fire. Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini says they are collaborating with South Africa on the issue of people who are in the neighboring country but perpetuating violence in Eswatini. The Premier has said this during the meeting with editors on Thursday.
Since last year, Eswatini has witnessed unprecedented torching of property. It was said in Parliament that property with an estimated value of over 800 million emalangeni was damaged during the June-July unrest. Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini has told editors that some people have been arrested for the continuous burning of properties.
I can tell you there have been many arrests, much more than we know. Ukuthi babamba njani bangabalele ama incidents lo washisa lapha uboshiwe lo wenda lo uboshiwe baningi futhi laba at large ukhanze ukuthi kulaba lababoshiwe nababanjiwe bayasho usolo lo myube siyabaleka ungale bomakhelwane ukhanze ukuthi incelo operative lo la on the ground akade nekwadi ukuthi abethunywe ngibani kufike i-third party la kuye.
The Premier said they are also working on the issue of perpetrators of violence who are in other countries.
Ikhona imitamo lesiyisendile kakhulu nje including le ndiwe litiko la foreign affairs le ndiwe nangemaphoyisa yekwetama ngathi eningini labo kukhunyana except uma ngavele ko establish ke conclusively ukuthi lo nalo bala ku violence kulaba nje laba political labente ama statement ba mobilize bendeni lokunye kwalethi bathshoko akusilo licala ngale ngase South Africa laba bakusho khona but ke laba be violence we are hoping ukuthi sitayithola the collaboration but besisangakayitholi if I can say that.
For Eswatini TV News, Temgosi Mavimbela, Ezulwini.
The House of Assembly has adopted two bills by the Ministry of Information, Communications and Technology. These are the National Research Council Bill of 2020 and the Eswatini National Archives and Records Service Bill of 2020. The Minister of Information, Communication and Technology, Princess Sikhanyiso, says these two bills are crucial for the country's development.
Members of Parliament have adopted 2 bills from the Ministry of Information, Communications and Technology, which are the National Research Council Bill 2022, Bill number 23 of 2020, and the Eswatini National Archives and Record Service Bill 2020, Bill 25 of 2020, without any back and forth. The Minister of ICT, House of Assembly Portfolio Committee Chairperson Markford Sibanze moved that the House adopt the report of the Committee on the Eswatini National Archives and Record Service Bill number 25 of 2020. The Chairperson speaks about the importance of the bill, saying it will help in conserving the country's heritage.
Nayiphasa sesitawukhona lokuba ne-National Eswatini National Archives and Record Service council labatasibukela lokuthi lokhu kuniko yini, lokhu kungagcineka yini, kungagcineka kahle yini, ngoba ema-record lamanyenti alapha nalapha ahaphazard. Ngiyakhumbula nje nabasendela i-presentation kwatholakala nje ukuthi kunalelinye lijaha kubo-Jalimane, lelinye kubo-Canada lidla timali ngani ngetinto tala-Eswatini.
The Minister of Information, Communications and Technology, Princess Khanyiso, talks about the National Research Council Bill 2020, Bill number 23 of 2022.
This bill is very important for us to pass in that it gives us the impetus to create a National Research Council that will give us a national agenda based on our science, technology, and innovation policy. That goes to say that when it comes to funding, the key decision when it comes to innovation is funding. We need to ensure that our funds for research are sustainable, whether they are from government or the private sector or a collaboration.
As the bills have been adopted by the House of Assembly, it will now be debated by senators. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla with Muslim Mkonda, Parliament.
Notice of an unclaimed body of Leswati citizen in KZN, South Africa. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation wishes to appeal for public assistance in locating relatives of the late Pindile Masango, who passed away on the 2nd of December 2021 at Inkosi Albert Luthuli Central Hospital in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. Information received from the hospital indicates that various attempts have been made to trace her family, both in South Africa and Eswatini, to no avail, as no relative has come forward to identify and claim her body. The ministry pleads for cooperation from family members to come forward, considering that after 7 days has elapsed, the hospital will proceed with her burial as a pauper, wherein all costs will be borne by the South African Department of Health. For more information, kindly contact the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation or call 2404-2661, 2404-2661. The Minister of Education, Lady Howard, has released the Grade 7 and Form 3 external examination results. The minister says there has been a slight decline in the pass rate in the year 2021 compared to the year 2020.
The Minister of Education, Lady Howard, has released the Form 3 and Standard 5 results.
The Eswatini primary certificate results for 2021 were comparable to the 2020 results. A total of 32,975 candidates sat for the EPC examination in 2021, while there were 27,386 candidates in 2020. The 2021 candidature increased by 5,589, which is 20.4% entries when compared with the 2020 entries. The number of candidates who passed in 2021 is 30,968, and the pass rate is 93.91%, which is a decrease of 0.11% when compared with the 2020 pass rate of 94.07%. 2,602.02%. 2007 failed the examination in 2021 compared to 1,638 who failed the examination in 2020. 639 schools registered candidates for the EPC examination in 2021. 246 schools attained a 100% pass rate.
The minister details the Form 3 results.
The junior certificate examination results for 2021 were comparable to the 2020 results, but showed a slight decline in performance when compared with the 2020 results. 2021, while there were 18,585 candidates in 2020. The 2021 candidature increased by 4,795, which is 25.8% entries when compared with the 2020 candidature. A total number of 19,665 candidates passed in 2021, indicating a pass rate of 84.11%. This shows a decrease of 0.38% when compared with the 2020 pass rate, which was 84.49%. 3,715 candidates failed the examination in 2021 compared to the 2,883 candidates who failed the examination in 2020. The number of failures increased by 832, which is 0.37%. 23 centers attained a 100% pass rate in 2021 compared to 38 centers in 2020.
The minister has commended teachers and learners for their perseverance despite the many challenges like COVID-19 pandemic, the unrest and uncertainty of online learning. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla with Mbongwa Dube Mbabane.
The Manzini region has topped the Form 3 and Standard 5 external examinations, getting the best results for the year 2021. This has been announced by the Minister of Education, Lady Howard, when announcing the results in her offices in Mbabane.
The minister further gives details of the Standard 5 results per region.
The country's statistics by region. Manzini attained a pass rate of 95.11%. Shiselweni attained a pass rate of 94.04%. Woho attained a pass rate of 93.82%, while Lubombo attained pass rate of 92.21%.
She further shares how the regions have fared in the Form 3 results per region.
Regional performances. Manzini attained an 86.41%. Woho attained 85.82%, Lubombo attained 84.08%, and Shiselweni attained 83%.
The minister says no results were withheld this year as the Eswatini Examinations Council worked with schools to solve any arising issues during the marking process. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla with Mbongwa Dube Mbabane.
The Minister of Education, Lady Howard, has announced that schools will open on Tuesday, the 5th of April. The minister has appealed for parents as well as teachers to work with the ministry to ensure the smooth learning this academic year.
I would like to remind school head teachers, parents and teachers that schools are opening on Tuesday, the 5th of April, 2022. This marks the beginning of the 2022 academic year following the extension of the 2021 academic year. The ministry is aware that the process of opening schools for beginning of a year is quite involving, especially in grade 1, Form 1 and Form 4. This is due to registration of learners into their schools and respective class levels, as well as the procurement of school accessories for learners. And unprecedented. However, we request parents and teachers to support the ministry in implementing this calendar is it will assist the ministry to normalize the three-term school calendar in the subsequent years.
We'll now take a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
It's Easter, and that means more guests at the door, more flavor in the pot, and more delicious food on the table. Get even more with incredible Easter specials like Spa Long Life Milk for only $74.99 and 2-liter liquid fruit for just $32.99. With everything you need for an Easter of more, only at your favorite Spa store.
Welcome to Yes Country, where it's yes to big savings on a roll-up garage door in brown, white or charcoal for just $1,750 each. And a single sectional garage door in brown, white or charcoal for only $3,795 each. Yes, we can. Only at Build It.
It's Easter, and that means more guests at the door, more flavor in the pot, and more delicious food on the table. Get even more with incredible Easter specials like 3 kg Sunlight Hand Washing Powder for $59.99 and Stay Soft Fabric Conditioner Refill for just $22.99. With everything you need for an Easter of more, only at your favorite Spa store.
Standard Bank. It can be.
Welcome back. You're still watching Eswatini TV, and for your sports news tonight, Minister for Sports Harris Bulunga says national sports commissions have a mandate to contribute immensely to the development of sports in the country. Minister was speaking during a meeting with 4 national sports commissions at Sibaya Hotel in Eswatini.
The Minister for Sports, Harris Bulunga, met with the 4 national sports commissions, being the Women National Sports Commission, the National Paralympic Commission, the National Coaches Commission, and the National Games Commission, to get the idea on how the commissions are performing so far since their establishment in the country. Addressing the commissions, the Minister for Sports, Harris Bulunga, urged the commissions to work tirelessly in ensuring that all levels of sports in the country are developed and also contribute to the professionalism of sports in the country.
I now wish to assure you that our ministry, through the Eswatini Sports and Recreational Council, will continue to prioritize the smooth operations of the commissions, and as such, we will continue to set aside a budget to support your work.
The 4 chairpersons of the commissions expressed their concerns so far and how they could be resolved.
After the update, at least siyabona ukuthi le ndlela yethu ibheka ngakuphi.
Encouraging associations and working together as best reporter ukuthi bakhona ukuthi basebenze bo coach ba develop ma athletes participate kube nale pathway.
Mangabe kufika la kuboma ke ukhanza lokho ukuthi kulama resources noma kubeleta imali letikhona ukhanza lokho ukuthi vele asisikelwa ngekufana
because batawuthola good training le posifanane ligcine le live selinayo ngathi philosophy nomindlela yokucoacha.
The commissions will be forwarding their reports and guidelines to the ministry, who will be fully supporting them. For Eswatini TV Sports, for Besumsonera, Zulwini.
Eswatini Techball Federation President Mfana Futipembe says following guidelines that are always reviewed by the world governing body of the sport is what has contributed to the growth of Techball in the country since its inception.
Techball was established in the Kingdom of Eswatini back in 2020. Since then, the sport has grown in leaps and bounds, where the association has been able to get a chance to take part of international competitions and international assignments.
Ngicabanga ukuthi lokho sisite kakhulu ukuthi vele siyisha le sport umdlalo lomusha and basiphecelele i-blueprint vele iqhamuka le emaveni and thina nje lesikwindawo siyakopa nje kuphela ukuthi.
The association's president, Fanfuthi Bembe, says what has produced the current results for the association is to keep on working in hand with the World Governing Board of the sport and follow all the rules and guidelines that are regularly outlined and released to different national federations. Bembe says it remains the federation's main top priority to ensure that everyone in the country, young and old, male and female, to be able to get a chance to play the sport.
Kuyawudlala lo mdlalo i-para-tech ball but nalokunye ku-calendar yethu yaka-tech ball sithi kuyonke inyanga leba khona lelo langa linye senda i-community responsibility.
For now, the federation has over 12 active clubs that take part of different competitions provided by the federation. The federation has also other programs such as para-tech ball that gives attention to people living with disabilities. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msunera with Patrice Msibi, Manzini.
That is all we have for tonight, but before we wrap up, we'll take a quick recap of today's headlines. Government has emphasized that Sibaya will be a fair and level ground for all. The House of Assembly has adopted 2 bills from the Ministry of ICT. The Minister of Education, Lady Howard, has released the Grade 7 and Form 3 external examination results. That brings us to the end of our news bulletin tonight. Up next is the weather forecast for selected towns. Good night, Eswatini.
Hi-Fi Corp is the home of savings. Get this Defy 195-litre chest freezer with 5-year warranty for $3,499. Save $400. Or this Asus Core i3 1TB laptop with 4 gig memory for $6,999. Save $1,000. Or this Sky